What's up, YouTube? Hey, it's Dale again. Just wanted to bring you a quick update on the Slacker bus and what's been happening over the last couple of weeks, middle of January, and what'll be happening here in the coming month of February. As most of y'all know from my last video, I was planning on taking the bus to a ultra marathon that my son was running here about 4 weeks ago now, in the middle of January. Anyway, did that, crewed for him. He actually completed a 100-mile ultra marathon in under 26 hours. I think his time was about 25 hours and 57 minutes, but that qualifies him for a couple of other races that he may want to run in the future. Directly after the 100-mile race, he wasn't sure whether he would be doing it again, but I think all the racers on something like that are, pretty hesitant right after the race. And then I went to the Tiny House Festival over on the East Coast for the weekend. Had a great time there. And now we're into February, and help is on the way, folks. I'm glad to announce that Mike Shearer, my buddy from Navigation Nowhere, will be showing up pretty much this weekend. This is Friday, the 3rd of February. He'll be here on the 5th. Let me get camera turned around and let me show you kind of what's going on here in the yard. By that, first thing you're going to notice over here, there's a step right there. That's the first thing I should have noticed. Anyway, Mike's bus, Navi, which a lot of you guys are already familiar with, showed up last weekend. It came from the Adirondacks with Ronnie and Vicky, a couple of friends of ours from up in that area. They wanted to come on a couple of week vacation. Mike said, hey, why don't you take the bus? You've never done anything like that before, and they volunteered. They drove it down, had a great time after talking to them. They were only here, unfortunately, for about 24 hours, but they thoroughly enjoyed their trip. And so Navi's sitting there waiting on Mike to get here. I did kind of peek inside of it right before they left, and I think Navi at this point is probably as clean as I've ever seen it on the inside, because Mike cleaned it for Ronnie and Vicky before, he ever turned it over to him. And then they cleaned it, before they left, so that when Mike got here, it'll all be nice. So it's sitting here. There's a couple of problems, I think, with the electrical and maybe the heat, which that won't be a problem here in Florida. But the electrical we'll probably look at. Turn around here. Over here. Some of you have noticed in some of my other videos, I've had this trailer for quite a while. I'm finally getting the new deck boards put on it. So that's a project I got going on right now. I still got a couple more boards to get fitted and on that, and then get the trailer, the light kit wired up to it, and it'll be ready to go for whatever I need it for in the future. And we'll turn back around over here, go back over to the bus. I know if some of you have your eagle eyes on, you'll see that the benches are now complete on the roof. I also remade the exterior table on the other side because it was just not wide enough when in a down position to have like a camp stove or anything like that on it. So I just made a different table, made it about 6 inches wider, and now if I want to cook outside or anything like that, I'll be able to do that. On the inside, not a lot going on. I spent started yesterday cleaning out the bus so that when Mike does get here and we get a chance, we'll be able to get started on my solar. Right now, I just got the couch cleaned out. I've still got to do the bed, take the bed out. I'm going to wait till he gets here, because at some point there's about 10 different boxes of solar components and other things in my shed right now that for the jobs that he's going to be doing while he's here. Once I get those out of the shed, I'll be able to put the mattress and some of this other stuff from the bus into the shed and get it out of our way, so that when we're actually working in here, everything will be, has much room to work as possible. Also, I did just talk to Mike, and apparently he's not in real good physical shape right now. Apparently he threw his back out, and so he's hurting a little bit. So hopefully by the time he gets here in the next 2 or 3 days with a little bit of rest, that'll be better. Hopefully, anyway. So there again, once he gets here, he's got a client scheduled to do a solar install. He'll do that install, then he'll kind of work on mine for 3 or 4 days. Hopefully my solar will be done before the schoolie swarm. If not, then I'll just have to limp through that a little bit. But I do have, there again, I've got a Jackery, I've got a generator, so I shouldn't be in too much trouble. The swarm starts on the 18th, and it runs through, I think it's the 27th. It's about 10 days, so I'll be gone for 10 days. During that time, Mike and his father and possibly Jeet and maybe a couple other people, I'm not sure, are going to be leaving here and going over to Daytona for the 500 race. And then sometime after the race, like Monday or Tuesday, Mike's dad will probably fly home, and then Mike and Jeet will still be around in the area till probably the first part of March, depending on what we get done. He does have a second solar client that he wants to try to get done. Plus, I have a friend, Seven Gray, who's on a YouTube channel of his own, is going to swing by and get some advice from Mike on some plumbing issues that he's having. And there again, everything should be just about fine. It's back around so you can see my pretty face. Here we are sitting in the bus. Anyway, that's pretty much all that's going on right now. Hopefully this month will be really productive and getting a lot of things done. Also, there again, Mike will be here on the 5th. On the 7th of February, my oldest daughter, who actually lives here with me, is having knee replacement surgery. So that should be fun for the next couple of weeks as her, operation and then her recovery takes effect. And then I'm pretty sure it's like 3 or 4 months later down the road, she has to have the other knee done, because basically she has no cartilage. She ain't got any cartilage either, but cartilage in her knees. So they're going to do 2 total replacements on her knees. And hopefully that'll get her back up and moving around like she should be. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I say, I'm looking forward to heading out to the swarm here in another 2 weeks and meeting up with some old friends, making some new friends, and having a good time. Anyway, I'm sure once Mike gets here, we probably do some filming on his channel, on my channel. Yeah, you never know. Just stick with us and we'll keep you informed. Anyway, that's it for now. Just keep your projects rolling. Stay safe. Have fun. Like, share, and subscribe if you can. Watch the video all the way to the end. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.